Hi everyone, and welcome to my video tutorial on how to crochet this beautiful baby blanket. This crochet project is ideal for the crochet intermediate, but I would encourage the adventurous beginner to give it a try, as I will, as always, take you through step by step, helping you to create this blanket adorned with lovely flower stitches. Let's get started.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Diane. I've got a beautiful pattern for you today. It's the basket of flowers blanket, and here it is. This is a baby blanket size. It's worked out at 31 inches by 42 inches long. It incorporates the basket weave stitch with the tulip stitch, and I was inspired with summer in full bloom with all the flowers, and it looks like a big basket of beautiful flowers. For the wool, I've used a double knit weight yarn in different shades of pinks and lilacs and blues for the petals, so green for the stems, and a white border. Obviously you can do whatever size you want and whatever colors you would like. For this one I've used a 5.5mm crochet hook. So I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future releases. And enjoy your crochet, and I'll see you next time.
So we're going to start with our foundation chain, and we are going to do multiples of 4 for this foundation chain. And if you're going to make the same size blanket that in the video you've just seen, it's a baby blanket size. It's coming out at 31 inches wide. You will need to make 100 chains, and then at the end of those chains, when you've got to the width that you would like your blanket, you add 5 and then add 2. So if you wanted it 100 chains for the baby blanket size of 31 inches, if you want it larger, just keep adding multiples of 4 until you reach the width that you want your blanket, and then plus 5 and plus 2. And for this video demonstration, I'm going to make a smaller version, and I'm just going to make a foundation chain of 48. So go ahead now and make your foundation chain to the width that you want your blanket to be, and I'll meet you there. So here's your foundation chain at the width that you want it to be. Then we're going to add 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for the foundation row, we're just going to add an extra 2. 1, 2. Okay, so for row 1, we are going to make a double crochet into, bring the camera in, into the double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, make a double crochet into that 4th chain from the hook. And then quite simply place a double crochet into each and every chain all the way along your foundation chain row. So just keep going with your double crochets into each and every chain all the way along till the end of the row. And I will meet you at the end of the row to show you what to do next. So at the end of row 1, we're going to chain 2. Now this chain 2 does act as a stitch. And turn your work. Now we're going to make 4 front post double crochet stitches. So yarn over your hook behind post and make your double crochet stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to switch to 4 back post double crochet stitches. So you bring your hook around the Then we return to doing 4 front post double crochet stitches. There we go. And the next 4 would be 4 back post double crochet and alternate it then with another 4 front post double crochet. Repeat all the way along to the end of the row. So at the end of the row, you'll have put in your last 4 front post double crochet stitches, and you see you have this turning chain here. So to finish the row, put in a double crochet into the top of that turning chain, and it just finishes off the row nice and square. So for the next row we chain 2 and turn our work, and for the next 3 rows we need to mimic what we've done here. So as you can see from this angle, this looks like a back post double crochet. So start with a back post double crochet. So round the back, make your double crochet, and again find your next stitch, and again, and again. So you've got 4 back post double crochet stitches, and what you'll see is we've mimicked what we see. So if you turn it over, you can see that it's continuing from the front all the way up. So again, we're going to alternate. So you can see the next 4 are front post double crochets from this angle. So we're going to make 4 front post double crochet stitches into the next 4 . There we go, and then alternate that with 4 back post double crochet stitches. Oh, that one's been a little awkward there. So go 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. So as you can see, it's continuing up with the same stitch. So the next 4 would be 4 front post double crochet stitches, followed by 4 back post double crochet stitches, and repeat all the way along till the end of this row. So once again we're at the end of the row and we've put in our last back post double crochet stitches in there, and you have 1 stitch left, which is your chain 2 here. So just put a double crochet into the top of that chain 2 space, just to finish off the row. So repeat this row another 2 times, chaining 2 at the beginning, and I will meet you at the end of the next 2 rows. So for the next 4 rows, we're going to actually switch these stitches around the opposite way to give that basket weave effect. So chain 2, this still acts as a stitch, but what we're going to do is, you see this is a front post double crochet, do the opposite, make a back post double crochet. So go around the back of the post there. And the same with the next stitch. And the next. Grab some wool. So that's 4 back post double crochet. And then you see in this, the next 4, we do the opposite again. So we do 4 front post double crochets. Okay. And then again, on this next 4, we do the opposite. And this is what creates that basket weave effect. So continue along this next row, alternating back post and front post double crochet, but the opposite of what's already there. And at the end of that row, as always, pop your last half double crochet into that chain 2 just to finish the row. So now you've flipped your stitches to the opposite way round, you need to do 3 more rows exactly the same. So chain 2, and you'll see that this one we flipped to a front post double crochet, so copy that one now for the next 3 rows. So this will be a front post double crochet for 4 stitches, and then you'll see that here we flipped it to a back post double crochet, so copy that one again, so that the next few rows will start to build up the next part of the weave effect of this stitch. So 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So as you can see, it's just starting to, it's gone from going from that direction to that direction. This one's going from that direction to that direction. So it's beginning to take shape. So you need to do 4 more rows in total from when you flipped your stitches over. So this will be row 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 rows, and I'll meet you back and show you what to do next. So as you can see, we have finished the next 4 rows of alternating 4 back post double crochets with 4 front post double crochet stitches. And this row there, it's slightly shorter. We're doing sort of 4 by 4. You can make them as long as this one if you want. This one is longer because you had the initial foundation chain and row 1 added on. But it works out nicely as that being the edge of the basket. And from now on, we're going to do these in all 4 by 4. So what we need to do now is the next 4 rows is we're going to flip the stitches again, going back. So chain 2, turn your work. And you can see here, this from this perspective, this is a front post double crochet. So we're going to flip it again for the next 4 rows. So we want to do the back post double crochet. And do 4 of those. So you can see we've switched it back from this stitch to this stitch. And the next one here from this angle looks like a back post double crochet. So we're going to do 4 front post double crochet. There we go. So the next one would be 4 back post double crochet and 4 front post double crochet. Alternate all the way along as you have before and do 4 rows of this, 4 rows of this where we've flipped the stitches again, 4 rows. So you have another section of basket weave, and I'll meet you back to show you the next part, which is adding the flowers. Okay, for this next bit we're going to be putting in the start of our flowers. First of all, we're going to mark out where we want the sides of the border. Now on the blanket that I've made it 4 squares in, and it will look a little bit odd on the sample because obviously you're going to have a lot more flowers in the middle than this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in between here, we're going to have our flowers. Obviously on your full size blanket, this bit here is going to be a lot wider. So let's carry on with our next row. So chain 2, and as we've done 4 of 1 stitch this side, we're going to flip the stitch again. So as see here, if I bring the camera in, you can see this is a front post double crochet. So we're going to flip them again. So to continue the basket weave effect all the way up the blanket. So this next stitch will be a back post double crochet, and so do 4 back post double crochet, or the opposite of what you see here. If you've got a front post, a back post already there, you would do a front post double crochet. So you flip it to the opposite stitch of what you see there to maintain that basket weave effect. And then the next bit here, we've got a back post double crochet here, so I'm going to flip it to a front post double crochet, and keep going until you get to your stitch marker. And this one will be a front post double crochet, So here is where we're going to bring in the green colour, which makes the stem of the flower. So grab your green, or whatever colour you can make whatever colour flower you like, whatever colour you're making the stem of your flower. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker, and I'm just going to backtrack slightly there and change the colour. So I'm going to snip off the end and finish the stitch with the green. And then I usually just like to tie the ends. So in this first front post double crochet, yarn over and make a double crochet, then chain one, then yarn over and make a double crochet into that same stitch. So we're creating a V stitch. Then skip two and make another V stitch. Just double crochet, chain one, double crochet in the same stitch. Get some more wool. And then skip two, one, two, and make a double, another V stitch. So double crochet, chain one, double crochet, all in the same stitch there. Then skip two and another V stitch. Then skip two and another V stitch. So do this all the way along. Obviously your blanket is going to be a lot longer than this, but go all the way, putting in your V stitch, skip two, V stitch until you get to your stitch marker. So once you've reached your stitch marker and put in your last V stitch, we're going to switch back to the white. So snip off your yarn, take out your stitch marker now. And I will just backtrack there and finish the stitch. You can join your colour whichever is easiest for you. If you want to tie it off and then tie on with a knot your white, you can do. With this particular blanket, I'm just finishing off the stitch with the next colour, and then just with a little overhand knot, making a little knot just to secure it. So we've changed back to the white just to finish the row, and we've got a front post double crochet there. Let's pop another front post double crochet in there. Now if you remember at the beginning of this row, we flipped our stitches to maintain this basket weave effect, and we are going to do the same here. So here is a back post double crochet, so we're going to put in 4 front post double crochet stitches, so not counting this one, that was part of the flower section. That's 3 and 4, and then the next one is going to flip it to a back post double crochet and do 4 of those. So carry on, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So here you can see I've done the basket weave stitch all the way up to the green V stitches, and I've changed colour to my pink petals, which I'm doing first. Obviously you can do whatever colour you like. Now we're going to do a cluster stitch for the petals. So yarn over, put your hook into the V-stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over into the V-stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Just grab some more yarn. Yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and do this till you have 5 loops on your hook. So we have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops and chain 2. Then we go straight into the next one. So yarn over, find your next V-stitch, put your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, hook through, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, hook in the V-stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time. So you have 5 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops and chain 2. Straight into the next V-stitch with your next cluster stitch. and then straight into the next. So keep going, putting in your petals, which is the cluster stitch. Three, four, five. And then chain two in between each one. And there you've created your little flowers. So do that all the way along until you get to the end of your V-stitches, and I'll meet you there. So I've come to the end here of the flowers, and I'm going to change back to the white, and I'm just finishing the last cluster stitch with the white colour instead of the pink. Just pull that through, and then tie the two ends into a knot just to hold it secure. And chain one, and then continue with your basket weave stitch. So you have here, you've got your back post double crochet, so continue with that. And then the next one is a front post double crochet. Another 4 front post double crochets, 4 back post, 4 front post, and I'll meet you here. So at the end of this row, chain 2 and turn your work, and we're going to continue with the white all colour all the way along this next row, starting with your basket weave. So you want a back post double crochet in there, so 4 back post double crochet, and then you want to do 4 front post double crochet, 4 back post double crochet, 4 front post double crochet, and I'll meet you when we get to the flowers. So we're just coming up to where the flowers begin, putting in our front post double crochet there. Now if you look, move those ends out the way. If you look at this cluster stitch, there is where we did our chain, first chain after the cluster stitch here. I'm going to put a double crochet in there. So double crochet, And then in the chain 2 space here, we're going to put 2 double crochet. And then look again, you'll see here, there's a little chain stitch here, put in a double crochet there, and then 2 double crochets into this chain space here. And then here, double crochet in there, and 2 double crochet into that chain space. Then continue just like this all the way along. I'll meet you here. We are going to just continue with our basket weave stitch, but I'll meet you just here. So we've got to the end of the flowers here, and we're not going to put a double crochet into this stitch here. We're going to go straight into our front post double crochet. And continue now with your basket weave stitch. All the way along until the end of this row. Okay, so we've come to the end of this row. We're going to carry on with another row, the white colour. So chain 2 and turn your work. And we've got another block of 4 rows of the basket weave. Now we need to flip our stitches again, so yarn over. You see this is a front post double crochet, so for the first row pop in a back post double crochet to start, 4 of those, and 4, and then you'll see here these are the back post double crochet, so we want to flip it round and make this into a front post double crochet for 4, and the next one you see we've been doing front post double crochet, so we want to flip that to a back post double crochet, and the next one will be a front post double crochet, Now we're on the row here where we started our flowers. So we're going to continue with the basket weave theme across this second row of white stitches in between the flowers. So I will now switch back to a sorry, let me get that onto the screen. 4 back post double crochets, because we've just done 4 front post double crochets. So let's do 4 back post double crochets, it really is just to keep the white stitches in between the flowers within the theme of the basket weave stitch. It just kind of blends in better than just doing another row of double crochet. You could, if you prefer, just do a simple row of double crochet all the way along, but it does kind of keep it within the theme of the basket weave, which is what we've been doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then do 4 front post double crochet stitches, you can see it's sort of continuing along. So the next one would be 4 back post double crochet, and continue all the way along until you get to the edge of your flowers here. And the same, what we're going to do here is the same as this start of the row here, is we flipped the stitches around to the opposite one. We're going to do the same on this side, but I'll meet you here and just show you how to do that. So here we are at the edge of the flowers here, and what I would suggest with this blanket is there's quite a lot of ends to sew in, so just take a minute every now and again to sew in these ends rather than wait till the end of the blanket. And most of them will be at this point here and here where we've joined the colours in. So we're now back onto the basket weave border. So, and like we did at the beginning of this row, is we flipped the stitch round, and we're going to do the same here. So you can see this is a back post double crochet, so we're going to flip it to a front post double crochet for 4 stitches, and the next 4, as you can see, these are front post double crochet. The next 4 are going to be back post double crochet. Oops, slight tangle there. So make that a back post double crochet stitch for the next 4, then front post and then back post. Continue all the way till the end of the row. So there we go, that's how you pop in your flowers. And what you would do is continue and repeat from the row where we put in the green V-stitches. So the next one will be, do your basket weave up to here, switch to the green colour, pop in your green V-stitches to here, switch back to the white and continue with your basket weave stitch to here. Turn your work, basket weave stitch with the white to here, pop in your petals all the way to here, switch back to the white and basket weave stitch till the end, turn your work, basket weave stitch all the way up to here, then you pop in your little double crochets in between your flowers, and then back to your basket weave stitch to here, and then your last row of the flower rows, you do your basket weave stitch to here, and then putting in 4 back post double crochets, alternate with your front post double crochets along this bit to match the borders, and then finish your basket weave stitch along here, and just keep repeating these rows until you have all the way up till you have the length of the blanket that you want. Obviously it's going to look a little different to this. Your flowers is going to be a lot wider. Also, don't forget to keep every 4 rows of these, don't forget to flip the stitch around to create this beautiful basket weave stitch. So I'm going to go ahead now and do a few more rows and I will meet you to show you how to finish the top. So when you've done your rows and rows and rows of flower rows, I've just done 3 to give you an idea of how it looks. We've come to the part where we're going to finish the blanket the same as we've done the beginning. So I am on the 2nd row of the double crochet stitch going along here. This row, we want to make sure our stitch count is in 4s, and it will be slightly different because, as you can see, these are in 3s. So if you count how many have already gone up to the flowers, doing the back post and front post double crochet, and if you count these, so here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're kind of too short of a multiple of 4. So we want to add in a couple of extra stitches in this next row. So I'm going to add 1 at the beginning and 1 at the end. So we follow along with the same basket weave stitch. So the next one will be a back post double crochet, but I'm going to pop in 2 here for an increase. So that's 1, and then go around the same stitch just to add that extra stitch. So you've got your 2 back post double crochets already there, and so do 2 more. And then you're going to do 4 front post double crochet, and then 4 back post double crochet, so that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 4 front post double crochet, and we're going to add another 1 extra stitch into this one, and this will be 4 back post double crochet here, so in this last stitch here we've placed 2 back post double crochets around the same post, the back round that same post, so that you've got your 4, you've got your multiples of 4 going across here. So then when you go back into the side border, it's all nice and even. So continue across to the end of the row now, putting in your front post, back post, double crochet stitches along to the end of the row. So now we're at the end of the row, you can simply chain 2, turn your work, and now it'll be the basket weave stitch all the way across. And the stitch count, because we've increased the 2 stitches in here, will work out in multiples of 4. So continue now with your basket weave stitch in rows of 4, then flip your stitch around all the way across you can do it as wide as you like, but you do it the same width as you did the bottom, it will all match up nicely. And so there you have the top of your basket weave stitch, finishing off your blanket. And I hope this video has given you a good idea how to make one of these flower blankets for yourself. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help. And I will see you next time.